Hello, beautiful beings. I know this is really a weird angle, but look, Mom, I'm not holding my phone. Oh, I just couldn't wait one more second to record this video. So I woke up this morning, grabbed my phone, called Moonstar right away because I was sobbing. I just felt so overwhelmed, so exhausted. I had nightmares last night. And my head was just going, and the pressure in my neck and my head was so intense. And I was telling her how I was feeling. I said, man, Mother's Day is like, oh, it's just so intense. And after I told her how I felt, Ancients just guide my words. After I told her how I felt, she mentioned single parents, single mothers specifically. And, even if a person is married or has a partner, oftentimes the mother feels like they are single, like they're doing it by themselves, because I guess it's conditioning. A lot of men they don't understand. They say, well, that's your job, even if the woman is working. It's an insane amount of work for one person to do. Plus, there's no end to it. It's all night long too. If your kids wake up, you're on call 24/7. And so hopefully that's changing. I'm sure there are a lot of men that do help their wives or their partners with the children because they're their children also. When the wife or the woman, when the mother needs to go to the grocery store and she says, will you babysit the kids? Or the husband or the partner feels like they're babysitting their own kids. That is such bullshit. It makes no sense at all. They're just as much that person's children as the mother's. So I know that this is all conditioning and it is getting unconditioned. And the main reason that it's getting unconditioned is because women can't tolerate it anymore. We can't do it all by ourselves anymore. It's just, we don't need to, they're saying. We can do it by ourselves. Yes, we can do it by ourselves. That is apparent. But we don't need to. So that is how things are changing, is women are saying, no, I am not doing this by myself anymore. You have just as much responsibility as I do, especially if the woman is working also. So, didn't realize I was going to get on that soapbox. But when I had nightmares all night last night, really super strange dreams. Very, very odd. And I woke up this morning and I just tossed and turned all night. It was torturous. I felt like I was just trapped in my head, which is not a feeling I get that often anymore. And so I woke up this morning just sobbing, and I reached for my phone right away and I called Moonstar. She's one of the best friends I've ever had in my whole life. And we've been holding satsang for over 3 years now, and now she can hear her guides. And when we talk, I know I'm getting a channeled message. And it's just absolutely beautiful. We can both tell, and she doesn't take credit for the stuff that comes out. She's not coming from her ego. And to me, that's the absolute key to being a clear open channel, is to not take credit for what's coming through. They're saying that we can take credit for all our hard work on learning how to remember how to hear them, though. So, because it is a lot of work and it's a lot of practice, but it's worth every moment of it. It makes life magical again. So I was telling her how I was feeling, just overwhelmed and exhausted, and she said, well, that's how single mothers feel. Oh, yes. And even mothers with a partner. A lot of them. I know there are a lot of wonderful, wonderful fathers out there that they don't help their wives. They're a team. They know that those children are theirs also. So they wouldn't even consider not helping. But there are a lot of conditioned men also that just think it's their duty to go to work for 8 to 12 hours or whatever. And even to have that mother them and wash their effing laundry and clean up after them. They don't even clean up after themselves. And no matter how many times the woman asks for help and cries and says, I'm so exhausted, can you please help me with this? They don't do it. Oh, it's so frustrating. They may help for one day or something, but then that's it. Yeah, I don't understand it, but the way it's changing is women aren't tolerating it anymore. That's the only way that most men are going to change, is if we stop tolerating their unconscious behavior, their super selfish behavior. And to say that a man is babysitting his own children is also bullshit, because they are just as much his children. He's just at home with his kids. He's not babysitting. He's just home with them, just like the wife would be, just like the woman would be. Can you tell I feel a little passionate about this? So, try not to lose my phone. Slide off the dash. Okay, there we go. It's not on the dash, it's down here by my speedometer. So when I talked to Moonstar this morning about how I was feeling and realized, oh, yes, that's what I'm picking up on. The collective, the women that feel just overwhelmed and burdened, the ones that are even pregnant right now and thought that the man loved them, but the man left because he wants to be free and he doesn't want to be tied down. Oh, there's a reason that women are the ones that actually are the ones that get pregnant. We have this maternal instinct. Yeah, they're saying that if men could get pregnant too, they would also be different. They would have more of a maternal instinct. I'm not saying all men don't have that, but a lot of men don't have that. They just have this, whatever, the freedom mentality. They don't want to be tied down and shit. I divorced, I have 3 daughters, and they all have the same father, and we met in high school. And I divorced him when they were 6, 5, and 2, so I was a single parent myself, and he moved far away, so I didn't have to deal with him anymore. It was sad for the girls because they didn't have a father, but now they all 3 have a really good, a good relationship with him because they built that. They went out of their way to build it after they waded through all of their daddy issues. I'm just so proud of them. And also, I was in therapy from the time I was 24, and so their therapists helped me raise my children way better than I would have been able to do it on my own. And what was the point of that? They always said, do not talk bad about your girls' dad. Don't talk bad about him. No matter how hard it is, do not talk bad about him. The only thing I was allowed to say about their father was, your father is really sick. He's an alcoholic. And he was a very severe alcoholic. I was an alcoholic also, but definitely a way more functioning alcoholic, high functioning alcoholic, and I didn't have the temper, and I also didn't, he was the one that always said, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it later, and he didn't know how to express himself, his emotions, and so he was quiet most of the time. And that felt horrible. But he always did say, my job is to go to work for 8 hours. Your job is to raise the children. That's it, period. There was no getting him to change his mind. I don't remember him changing a diaper, but it was really beautiful because my mom gave me 1,200 pictures or something, and in a box and also on a disc, but she gave me these pictures, and I was looking through them, and I saw pictures of us with our babies, and we were actually happy at times, and I had forgot that because of well, it seems like a bad word to say, but I know that single parents often feel burnt out and burdened. It's not that we don't love our children, but the job of raising children by yourself, it's at least a 2-person job. And doing it by ourselves definitely can feel like a burden at times, and making the money for everybody also. So, my point is, what is my point, ancients? When storms move in like that, when energetic collective storms move in like that for me, and I can feel it acutely on Mother's Day, we'll just talk about that holiday because that's the one we're talking about. When that rolls in, it's okay for me to feel all that. It's not that I'm failing because I can think, well, if I was able to stay present enough, rooted in presence in my own true nature, I wouldn't be feeling that stuff. No, the divine made me to where I can feel all these things for a reason, and I know what that reason is. It's so I can better empathize with others. It's so when I'm holding satsang with somebody, I can actually feel how they're feeling, and when I can feel how they're feeling, okay, so it's like it's like when I'm feeling something of my very own and I'm talking to the ancients about it, I get the ancients and the divine, whatever's beating my heart and breathing me is the exact same to me, except for the divine is not male or female. I call them the ancients. Mainly it feels like a male presence because for this personal identity, I guess I just needed to feel like I was very protected by very trustworthy males. So the beauty of being able to hold satsang with somebody and to feel what they're feeling is an answer comes through for them as if I was the one that was feeling it. So it's just very beautiful. What a gift. So my mind wanted me to erase the last 2 messages that I recorded, and I was just like, that's absolutely ridiculous, because I mean, if you look back at my videos, I'm crying in a lot of them for years. And it's a part of life. My videos, they're saying, really are, they have been made to help in my ascension, and also to help people that run across them when they need to help them see that even if they're feeling really bad or overwhelmed about something, there is a through. Not to get stuck right there, but there is a process, a way to deal with it. And that's just beautiful to me. I love that so much. I did ask them today if, because I really love making videos. I just love it so much, and I feel like I'm living more of my purpose when I get to record videos. And I know at some time, people are bound to start asking questions, and then that will evoke an answer, and then that will be another video. So I have definitely seen that over and over, and it's just it's beautiful because I trust this process. And I used to think that it was a very slow process, but now I know that it's just divine timing. But I did ask them earlier if I could start making more videos. And I don't hear, like just now, today when I was talking to Moonstar this morning, I didn't hear, let's make a video. I just knew I was going to because of this amazing realization that I was having on exactly why I felt just so bad yesterday and all night and this morning. But if you're a single mother, even if you're not a single mother and you have a partner and you feel just completely overwhelmed every day, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, because we would love to talk to you about that. And you know, maybe we can help give you some coping skills, or we have a lot of tools for coping, a lot of tools for getting out of the mind back into the heart space, and also, thank you, a lot of tools for learning how to trust our own intuition and to be able to speak up for ourselves, to stand up for ourselves, to love ourselves enough to start saying, no, I'm not doing this by myself anymore. I absolutely 100% need help, and to not give up asking for help, even demanding it, I guess. I don't know. It depends on what type of situation you're in. Yeah. Ancients, is that it? Is that all for now? All right, that's it for that. But okay, so I have the lake house. I've talked about this vacation rental that I clean. I have the lake house and the river house, and then some residential clients. But so I get paid a flat rate for my 2 vacation rentals, and the lake house is, well, I'm not going to say how much it is. Anyway, so my record, it usually takes me 6 to 7 hours to clean the lake house. It's huge. There's 6 beds, and it's huge. Anyway, so, and I have a certain standard level of clean that I will not compromise. I'm not anal about it. I mean, it needs to be clean. It needs to be beautiful. I pretend like my mom's going to stay there. And yeah, or one of my kids, you know, and their husbands, or, you know, my family, somebody I love. I picture them staying there, and I draw hearts on the blankets, and yeah, I've heard that they really like that. They've made comments when they do reviews, and I get 5-star reviews all the time on my cleans, which is really, really wonderful. So my record, because So last year I got it done in 3 hours once, which is just like so much an hour. And so today I saw on my app that there had only been 2 adults and 1 child stayed there, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I may beat my record today. And I did. I got it done in 2.5 hours, which is a lot an hour. It was very exciting. I was running. It made it really fun. I've been cleaning like that for a long time. I don't clean like that all the time running, but but when my daughters were old enough to send down to the corner store and, you know, the house would be dirty, I'd say, hey girls, can you go down there and get us whatever? And they say, yeah. And so the second they were out the door, I'd be running around the house, and they'd get back, and it would shock them every single time. They're just like, how did you clean it this fast? It's always a lot more fun to clean when I'm trying to surprise somebody. So I'm at the storage place that I'm getting some supplies, and yeah, if you're sad and you need somebody to talk to, there's myself and like an infinite amount of ancients with me. And also your guides. I love to help people remember actually how to hear their guides. I used to just cry and cry when I first heard about guides because I wanted to hear them so badly, but I didn't have any idea. Now I'm fluent in ancient. It's just beautiful. So yeah, last night I was crying, and this morning I was crying, but then a little bit later in the morning I was crying because I was so happy. So much relief, you know, when I can get out of my head, and it's so quick these days. So, oh yeah, let's make an agreement. They just reminded me. Do you agree that a really absolutely wonderful person is going to offer to take me for a motorcycle ride this summer? More than one motorcycle ride. Yes. Thank you. Okay, love you so. sotsongwithmamag@gmail.com, or you could leave me a comment or a question in the comment section. Love you so much.